Hello everyone, welcome back to the second part of the video of how you can ace your uh, English Task 1 Compare and Contrast essay. I'm Amir, I got a not a bad grade in my mock, so I'll explain how you can get it. So, uh, the last video was about the analysis where I showed you guys how you can use one feel and then two bank methods to understand the key techniques used and then analyze them about how you personally feel about them because English is very subjective. This video will focus on organization, how you can structure your format where everything's going to be so good, so in place, and you're going to just ace the whole thing. Excuse me. Thank you. So basically, what you what you have to do is, um, our teachers, Mr. Cutler, have given Mr. Cutler and Mr. Sales given us this structure. We have our introduction, main body paragraph one, which is compare, and then main body paragraph two, which is contrast, and then conclusion, to find to finish the essay. I mean, and let's get into it. So the first is our introduction. But before we do that, I forgot. These are the two texts that I just showed you to compare. I'll give you 3 seconds to read this, to pause and read. So do it at your own cost. One, two, three. That's the first one. I hope you paused and read it. It was pretty good. And this is the second one. Pause in one, two, three. And you better have paused and read them because it's very important, or else you're going to be confused in the story. And let's get into our structure. So, in your introduction paragraph, you want to set everything up for the reader. Here's what you need to include. First, we have reference to guiding questions. So, we see that our guiding question says compare and contrast the authorial choices the authors make to have an impact on the reader or effect on the reader. Excuse me. So what I did was to rephrase it into an answering way. So I said the authors of text 1 and text 2 utilize different yet overlapping methods to affect the audience. Cheeky like that. You can use it as much as you want. I have not patented it. Introduce your second step is to introduce text. Say their names, their authors, and maybe one quick sentence about what they wrote about. So I said it's First Pass by Yazid Ben Bicha. He wrote a narrative reflective journal. And text 2 is an extract from Algorithm by B.P. Jameson, which is another narrative, but it's about like, dystopian stuff. And next step you want to have to do is your identify central theme. Also, before everything, these steps that I give you, I'm going to share the link of the doc in the description. Make sure you follow them. Make sure you memorize them, I mean. Memorizing this whole structure will help you so much because you can kind of like check if you've done all of them after you've written the actual essay. So 100% make sure you've memorized all of the steps. I think it's around 16 steps, maybe around that part. So just memorize these 16 steps. It will take you 2 minutes. I promise you, it's really not hard. Try to memorize it in like a song way, and doing that will help you so much in doing it. That's what helped me most. So identify the central theme. I said both texts follow the same central theme of artificial power. So central theme is basically what big idea is discussed across the both texts, and as you see, I said artificial power. Next, we have mentioned the tone and techniques. So, what kind of mood does the text create, and what authorial devices are mainly used? So, this is where you kind of combine A and B. So, from what you gained from your bank and feel methods, just write it down, see, and then see it here. The way I said it is while text one uses imagery, short sentences, and rhetorical questions to feel excited, fascinated, and interested in seeing their creation, text 2 uses imagery, symbolism, and short sentences to create a feeling of coldness and urgency as Elena rebels against a controlling system. Elena. And your last step is to formulate thesis statements. So you're going to explain what you're going to do in this essay. For example, I said, with this, the authorial choices of both authors may look identical, but their impact on the reader heavily contrasts. So basically, I didn't say in this essay I'm going to talk about this. No, I just basically summarized this entire essay into one sentence. Here we come to our main body, paragraph 1, where we're going to use our six-step analytical structure. We've done this 1,000 times in grade 9, and we did it also a lot of times in grade 10. Your main steps will be having a topic sentence, quotation, explaining the quote, explaining your explanation further with the quote, and then using another quote, and then conclusion. So let's get into it. Your main body, paragraph 1, I said for my topic sentence, to begin with, the authorial choices may look identical because they overlap in their use of tone shifts to impact the audience. So straight up, I said what this paragraph is going to be about. So just outline what you'll do in the paragraph. Your second step is empt quotation from just one of the text. So let me mention this before it's too late. Your first empt quotation is going to be from one of the sources, and then when you're going to reinforce in step 5, reinforce additional quotes, that's when you're going to use the quotes from the second text. So right now we'll say empt quotation. Uh, I said to support the statement in text 1, the author's tone shifts from scientific curiosity to awe and fear, shown when they admit they hadn't just activated a machine, but had sparked an entity that was learning, adapting, and processing. So basically, you don't have to say, "Oh, this is seen in the text when the author says," and then complete quote. No, you can also like mix it up in the sentence, and you can just explain it in the sentence. It doesn't have to be a direct quote. It's just to show that you have evidence to show for it. And then you're going to explain the evidence that you show. So I said the shift in tone makes the audience uncomfortable, blah blah blah. And then talk about the technique used in the quote further. So is it imagery, is it tone, is it diction or structure, and how does it affect the audience? Try to focus on that part really well. And then you'll get to additional quotes. This is where you introduce the second text. Um, this time from us, so you are going to, since this is the compare, try to 100% make sure that this is similar to your text one evidence that you showed. That way you don't lose any marks for it being too vague. So I said in text 2, the author uses tone shifts as well, seen when he changes it from a very emotionless and cold uh, mood to a very thrilling, danger-filled, and freeing tone when Elena breaks free. That's a thing, and then you're going to keep the explanation and everything in the same part. But then, as soon as Elena decides to take action, blah blah blah. I said this sudden elevation of drama, and wait, this shouldn't be. This should be here. Apologies for that. What the hell? No. This should be the conclusion. Where is the conclusion? Yeah, okay, whatever. I said similarly in text 2, blah blah blah. So I just, in your additional quote, you're going to say the quote. So basically repeat steps 2 to 4 again. Say the quote, say the evidence, zoom in the evidence by explaining the techniques used, and you're good. And then for your conclusion, let me just add the conclusion real quick so people don't get thing. For the conclusion, I said to conclude, the use of tone shift is used by both authors to deepen reader engagement and blah blah blah. So, one tip that the teachers always tell me, try to use transition words in your thing, like similarly, both text shows, in contrast, stuff like that. In your compare paragraph, it's usually going to be similarly, but in your contrast and differences paragraph, um, you have so many options. You have to say in comparison, on the other hand, in stark contrast. So try to memorize these transition words as well to help you. And then when you're done with this, you have your contrast. I didn't plug in the contrast this time because it's basically the same steps. Your topic sentence, end quotation, explanation of evidence, zoom in, repeat 2 to 4, but for text 2, and then conclusion. And then you have your conclusion, which is restate connection to guiding question. So remember the guiding question that we rephrased at the start. So just kind of say it again. In conclusion, answer again. In conclusion, while the authors use similar techniques to affect their audience, their final goal is completely different. Summarize the key techniques. So I said they both use tone shifts, but text one has a more open-minded perspective, while text two had like a more negative perspective. And then reinforce the central theme. I kind of said it in the same summarize key techniques board that they both have artificial power as their central theme, and then offer final insights. And then ultimately, innovation is shown as either a dream or a nightmare that in extracts depending on the author's tone. And yeah, that's about it. I'll just zoom out a little so if you want to read the whole thing that I wrote. This will probably get you around out of 20, maybe like an 18, maybe 17, 19, around that. It's not going to be full marks. You will never get full marks in English. But I think if you follow this thing that I just said, you have a good chance of getting a good mark. Maybe a 7, maybe, inshallah. And yeah, uh, let us summarize a little. So start with a strong introduction, then one paragraph for similarities where you explain. So make sure you know this, okay? Introduction, quote, explanation of quotes, zoom in. And then again for the second text. Quote, explanation, zoom in. So you're going to have 2 to 4 repeated twice in your paragraph, okay? Don't get that mixed up. So start with a strong introduction, then one paragraph for similarities, one for differences, and a clear conclusion at the end. Follow this structure every time, and your essay will be much clearer and more focused. And thanks for watching, and good luck on your compare and contrast. This like table and this whole like format, I will plug it in the description. But thank you for watching and have a good night.